Oh, hey folks, it's James again, and welcome back to my channel, RV Experience. It's mid-June 2025, and in this episode I'd like to take you for a walkthrough of the inside of our trailer. What we have is a 2022 Coleman Lantern 337BH. It's about 38 feet long and has two distinct bedrooms, one in the front, one in the back. That was important for us because our 20-year-old daughter lives with us and she'll be coming up here from time to time. She would need and want her own private space, an actual bedroom with a door, and where she can change, do whatever she wants, have her own private space. So that was important for us. So let's go for a walk around. I'll show you what we have. Okay, we're gonna head down the hall. Just let me close the washroom door. We'll have a look in there in a minute. First, we'll go into the front primary bedroom. What we have in here is an RV queen bed. It's a little short. I'm 6'2", and it's a bit short for me. I kind of hang over the end a little, but that's okay. I'm the type that once my bed hits the pillow, I'm asleep. So I could be on a sidewalk. It doesn't matter. Mattress, horrible. It's hard as a rock. It's basically what comes with the trailer. Most trailers come with terrible mattresses. They do that on purpose because they don't know what all of their consumers would want in a mattress. Some want it firm, some want it soft, some want it somewhere in between. So they put a mattress that's functional, and knowing full well that generally RV owners are going to go out and either buy a topper to make it a little more comfortable or actually just change to a new mattress. So that's our plan, actually. We are going to be looking at getting a new mattress, but for now, I can fall asleep on it, no problem. My wife calls it the rock. And in our bedroom, we have, given that it doesn't have a slide, it still has pretty decent storage. Across the top, as you can see, we have a shelf where we've got some clothing, a blanket, extra towel, and some trailers will have that as enclosed cabinets. I kind of like the fact that it's open. That way you're not really restricted to accessing your items through a door. You can grab whatever you want, wherever you want. Both sides also have a mirrored wardrobe. Look inside, you can see we have hanging rod. It's on my side, and my wife has one over on her side as well. Over on her side too, there's a nice long window for some light. Then we come down, we'll see we have an end table that has a countertop surface that matches that in the kitchen, as well as a drawer, which I like. It's a little bonus feature. I've seen a lot of trailers have a similar layout to this, but they don't have a drawer. I think the drawer is great. It's full of important things. It's one out of the way. Then there's this large sort of flat surface area right here. That is there because beneath that is the pass-through storage. But it does benefit it. It makes like a sort of a bonus end table or nightstand. And down below here on my side, I have an electrical outlet. And on the wall, USB. If we go over to my wife's side, also has the same layout, but she's actually using that extra end table space for a fan. Works perfect. And you can see her outlet and USB port there. And again, her wardrobe. Now I'm gonna take you up top for a bit and show you that we have a roof vent here in the bedroom. And what's cool about this roof vent is it's actually pre-wired for a second air conditioner. We have one in the main area and up in the kitchen, but if we felt we needed a second one, we could install one right here. The trailer is 50 amp, but we're not likely going to put an air conditioner there because the park is only 30 amp power. And if we're running two air conditioners and then maybe a microwave and a few other electric devices, that's going to be popping fuses or flipping circuit breakers. So we're likely to just keep that as a vent. But we're not too bad where we are located because we have some bit of a tree canopy above us, so we're not going to get a lot of direct sunlight on the trailer, heating it up really bad in the summer. We'll see how it goes. It'll be our first summer in this unit. And we swing around the other side. You see, on my side, there's a little larger window, and it's also the emergency exit, as is indicated by that little red-handled arm right there. And above it, we have installed a bedroom television. There is a mounting panel behind the wall, so it's in there nice and secure. And both my wife and I, we sort of like to have the TV on as we drift off to bed. It's on a swing arm as well. Now we'll make our way out of the bedroom. head up the hallway, but before we get into the main area, we'll stop here at this door, which would be the washroom. We'll pop inside here, and it's a good-sized washroom for a trailer. We're actually quite impressed. Look in here and try and get as much space as you can down on the floor. We bought this really cool little toilet paper holder dispenser. It came with the old school one. It's just against the wall. It's a spring-loaded little holder. But it wasn't installed because they said they don't install them because they don't necessarily know where the buyer might want it, but they supply it. And I saw this in the store and thought, no, this is a really nice idea. It has a black sink in here, so we thought we'd add some black accessories to go along with that. And we love it. We're really happy with it. And of course, there's the toilet. Not going to spend a lot of time on the toilet. We all know what they are. It's the dirty place. Up above the toilet, we have this handy little storage cabinet. We've got some spray, extra towels, extra toilet paper that didn't fit in the rack. Oh, and on the back of the door, something very important, beneficial in a trailer, over the door hooks. If you have a door that can accommodate those, I recommend getting those on any door you can. As you see, this one has 5 hooks, great for extra towels or a robe, what have you. Doesn't take up any existing storage space. It's like bonus storage. And we swing over here and we'll have a look at the shower and sort of the kind of cool shower curtain with all the old school trailers on it. Now we open it up and it's not really a welcoming shower. It's not very large. I'll show you the floor space here. It's a corner unit shower. Now, I have taken a shower in it. It wasn't enjoyable. It was quite cramped. And as you can see, the shower wand that comes with it is the sort of the cheap basic RV one. Very little pressure, but it does have an on-off control too, so you're saving hot water without going through whatever you have in your hot water tank if you're not, say, hot water on demand. But I'm probably going to upgrade that to a better shower wand. I know the Oxygenics brand is pretty common in the RV world, and likely we'll go ahead and do something like that. You'll also see some black trays attached to the wall. These did not come with the trailer. They were add-ons. This one up here for soap, and you can even hang a cloth or 2 off of it. And on this side, they'd be good for shampoos or whatever, body wash, whatever you may have. Again, we're not really using this shower much, but I wanted to make sure those were there just in case we decided, yeah, we did need to take a shower. We wanted to make it more homey. And again, they're in black, much like the toilet paper holder, to match the sink, to give us sort of that black theme for the accessories. And there's my black towel on the wall to go along with that. Now we move up to the sink and vanity. Open up the vanity here, and we've got lots of space for things under there. Now, it's not really conducive for a wastebasket, given that there is a shelf, but that's okay. We found a thin wastebasket right here. Fits perfectly in that little space. Then we have, as I mentioned, the black sink and a little countertop. And again, the countertop theme goes throughout the unit. The dinette table, the kitchen counters, you even saw the night table counter surfaces, also the same theme, which we really liked. And a GFCI power outlet there. We added the toothbrush holder that also has a little shelf for soap or perhaps toothpaste, whatever you like. Again, going with the black theme. This hook on this wall was already there. They provided that with the trailer, as well as this one up here holding my towel. So we already had some storage options in here and some hooks, which was great. We just figured we'd add the over-the-door one because there can be 3 or 4 of us, even 5 of us sometimes up here at a time, and needed the towel space. And we have an actual medicine chest. I know a lot of trailers just simply have a mirrored wall. There I am. So I never understood why they don't give you a medicine chest. You only need 2 or 3 inches out from the wall, so why not? You can open it up here and see we've got a lot of space in there as well. And if we feel like getting decorative too, there's room up on top. We can put something decorative or even more storage, because as you know, in an RV, you never have enough storage. So we'll back out of here. And again, like I said, there's ample floor space in here. I've never had an issue with leg room, elbow room, even with the door closed. But now we'll come out into the common area. This would be the our living room, kitchen, dining area. And what's nice about it is it's opposing slides. So we have the slide on this side, what they might call a super slide, which has the couch and the dinette. Then you go over to the other side and you'll see that the fridge, stove, and countertop is also in its own slide as well, making it wide enough to give us this nice island with the center island sink. So we'll walk in here and first we'll sort of look at the living room. I'll take a seat on the couch and now you have a look at what our entertainment system looks like, such as it is. Oh, we got a little addition here too. We added this nice little wall clock, kind of color scheme to fit in with the trailer, and a command hook underneath that. Because if you're in and out from time to time, it's a little cool. Got a hoodie, don't want to keep putting it in a closet, pop it there, which I do. Now, over here, what I like about the entertainment unit is you may not be able to tell from this particular angle, but it is angled, kind of like a 45-degree angle from the wall. So I'm sitting straight on the couch, and I can see the TV fine. I've seen some units where you sit on the couch, but the TV is directly to your left. So you either have to pull out a swing arm and block floor space, or wrench your neck trying to watch TV or a movie. I like this because it was on an angle so everybody can see it. I'm in the leftmost part of the couch. There's to the right, it's normally where my wife sits, gets an even better view. And then, of course, over here we have the dinette, where you can also get a good clear view of the television. So basically anywhere you are, even in the kitchen if you're working. Nice clear view of the TV anywhere. Below it, you can see in the center, that's the stereo system. Beside that is the control panel. But to the left of it, there's an empty panel you can see there. And I'm thinking I may do something with that down the road. Apparently you can just pop it out and you can even pop in, say, more advanced home theater, stereo system, what have you, DVD player. And I think I might do something like that down the road. But for now, it's fine. Below that, we have our fireplace, which isn't just for visual. It also kicks out 5,000 BTUs of power. So it's also a pretty good heat source. If it's cool in the evening, but not so cool, you want to run the furnace, and you're in, say, in the living room here watching a movie, you can just put that on. Gives nice ambiance, as well as gives off heat. And here, let me grab the remote and I'll turn that on for you and let you see how it looks. There's a display on it telling the current temperature within our unit, and then controls to increase or decrease the amount of heat that it gives off. And if it's not generating heat, if you've got it set at a temperature where it's not going to turn the heat on, it just shows just as a fireplace, does not give off any heat. But still, very nice, makes for a nice, comfortable feeling room. Very cozy. Beneath it, though, something I think is really cool. And you can kind of call that the shoe garage. Hard to tell really the depth and such in there right now, but when you walk in the front door, a lot of times if you have nowhere to put your shoes, they're all piled right there in front of the door. Over this, we bought a couple of these little durable floor mats, one from when you walk in, but another one for storing your shoes. And they tuck in underneath there quite nicely, so they're out of the way, but they're right there at the front door. And because we have the two mats, you can put your shoes on and off without actually stepping on the floor. So really like that little feature. And we'll go up and we'll see typical door and screen door. Oh, with this door too, I often see trailers have clear glass, which may be nice if you want to see who's outside knocking on your door, but at the same time, they can look in and see what you're doing. Some trailers will be prepped for a sliding blackout screen, or they may even include it. Ours doesn't have that, but it is frosted glass, which I do like because it allows light in, but people can't actually look in. So I like that little feature. And up near the front door, we actually have a little coat closet. Good for light jackets. As you see, I have a hoodie in there right now. There's two double hooks. So put light jackets, a rain jacket, what have you. And also have our electric broom, which turns out to be a fantastic tool for the trailer. Great for the little mats. Plus it picks up whatever's on the floor without having to sweep up and then bend over with a dustpan. So, and beneath that is the electrical box where our fuses and circuit breakers are. And I'll step back again, back to the door. Now we'll look towards the dinette. Oh, before I go there, Another cool feature, I did a video of the outside of the trailer where we had a broom hanging outside for sweeping up out there with a command clamp hook specifically for mops and brooms. But we also put one here on the inside. So as you can see, broom is just sort of clamped within this little holder. Just give the broom a little tug, pops out. As you can see, just a good old regular broom, no other attachments, anything holding it. When you're done with your broom, you just press it against here, give it a press, and the two clamps will come together and hold your broom in place. So I thought that was really cool. Now we've got two of them, one on the inside, one on the outside, and even have a third one trying to figure out what to do with it. Now as we back up, one of the upgrades we did is trailers tend to not come with a wastebasket. Sometimes you can get a little one under the sink, but there's a few of us here and we consume things, so there'll be some waste. So we wanted to make sure we had both a waste basket and a recycling basket accessible in the kitchen. So as you can tell, the blue bin would be for recycling, but love this waste basket. Just because it's a step on, it comes with some luxury elements as well. You can see inside there is a deodorizer box, so any of the odors that may generate within your garbage are absorbed by that. And as I let go of the foot pedal, it does not come slamming down. It's a slow close. So I'm feeling kind of glamorous with our garbage can. Now here is our dinette. As you can see, it's a U shape, so it can accommodate several people. But what's kind of neat about the table is on this angle, you may be able to see the bases on the floor for the table poles. You'll see a third one with no pole in it. But what you can do is you can remove the cushions from the rear, and then there's a support board there. You can remove those, move one of the legs, the middle leg, out to the third base, and turn the table slightly, and now you have a traditional left-right dinette. But we're going to keep it in this format because we don't see a need to reduce the amount of seating. Well, often we may have 4 or 5, even 6 people here, so this is much more accommodating for that. Now, of course, like most, it will drop down into a dinette, or I'm sorry, into a bed. You can see there's a brace right here on this side and over on this side as well. So you just pop the legs off the table, lift up these cushions, set the tabletop down on those braces, and relay out the cushions to form a bed. And underneath we have storage as well. Difficult to reach, but there you get the idea. We haven't got anything in that storage. Oh, I also forgot to show you too. There's one of those underneath the bed as well, a small storage if you lift up the mattress, which is pretty common in most trailers. Also, we have nothing in that one either because we've discovered that even though it is a trailer, we have ample storage, maybe more than we ever thought we'd need. We even have this one here above the entertainment center. Just a cabinet up here where we're sort of keeping accessories, batteries, you can spare Kleenex, the paperwork for the trailer. But then we'll swing back around and we'll now look at the kitchen. What I love about this kitchen is there's no end to storage. So we have this really nice handy island with so much counter space on it. A very large fridge for a trailer. I believe it's at least 10 cubic feet, but we looked at it and thought, geez, we'll never fill that because we're not at home. This is where we are on the weekends or maybe 1-2 weeks throughout the summer for vacation. So for us, it's actually bigger than we need, but bigger is better when it comes to that. And I'll just sort of walk on one side of the island and let you see across. You can see our microwave built in. We have our little toaster and some cutting boards beside it, along with all that counter space over there. And a nice long window looking out to the campsite. Allowing in some natural light, lets you look outside. If you look under the counter, you will see a little slot area where we keep our spices. So it's a built-in spice rack. So handy, wonderful little feature that I've seen a lot of trailers now, and it makes sense. You have that space, why just put a panel there? Make a little slot, keep all your spices there. Of course, we have our stove, 3-burner stove top with a small oven. May never ever use, I don't know, but maybe. And it's pretty typical. You lift up your glass cover, which can act as additional counter space. And now you have your stovetop elements. And storage on this side, we have one cabinet here. Large cabinet. We have a lot of things in there and still lots of room for more. Also, under the stove, we have a nice large cabinet for our pots and pans. And we come across here, we have two fairly large, deep drawers. One we're keeping dry goods in. And below that, we have one, we just have all these extra boxes of cling wrap and aluminum foil. So brought those all up here just to use them up and get rid of them and keeping them in there for now. Eventually they'll all be gone, so that'll be even more space. Now if you come over to the inside portion of the island, you will see under the sink cabinets here. It's where we keep our dish tray and cleaning supplies, extra sponges and scouring pads and such. And we also have a stack of 4 drawers. Good sized drawers. Bottom one is sort of our spare stuff drawer. Some might call it a junk drawer. One above, we keep our tea towels and cloths for dishes. Now, the format of the drawers was such that we couldn't really find a cutlery tray that would fit perfectly. So we found some that were fairly small, but fit, but we couldn't find one that would fit perfectly to allow us to keep all of our cutlery in one drawer. So in this drawer we have our knives and our larger forks, and of course, as you see, some corn accessories. What I like about these, everything's gold. Not real gold, but I love the color gold. It makes us feel like we're glamping, not just camping. And the top drawer is our other cutlery. Table and teaspoons and smaller forks. We've got some sharper knives here and some little measuring cups. Then we have this really nice deep sink, this deep stainless steel farm sink. Again, it's in that black color, which I like. It feels kind of like a luxurious sink. Again, with all this counter space here. And at the dollar store, we found this really cool little suction cup basket. It sticks on the inside of the sink. Have our little scouring sponge and our steel wool for tougher baked on things. Out of the way, but right there and drains into the sink. Thought that was really neat. And again, a black faucet. Now, it doesn't have the pull down spout. We haven't needed it yet. We have one at home and use it all the time. If we feel we'd need that here, then yeah, easy enough, run to say Home Depot or wherever, buy a new one and install it. But for now, it seems to be working well and we're pretty happy with it. Now, on one side of this kitchen that I love is this part. It's sort of a bonus counters. It can be your coffee station, maybe your libation station. As you can see, we've got kitchen accessories there, things that you need, sort of tucked out of the way, still leaving you with prep space. And I also keep my healthy breakfast selection there, as you can see, right there. All delicious and also good for you. They're full of riboflavin and thiamine, and don't know what any of those are. Maybe they're good for you, I don't know. But all that matters to me right now is they taste really good. So, and then down here, we have our furnace. So, unfortunately, it's been rather chilly spring so far, so we've been using that. Now, with this trailer, it has floor vents, which have been working really well. This trailer heats up quick, so we're quite happy about that. We're not burning off a lot of propane just to get some temperature up. So, I believe, too, it means the trailer's fairly well insulated as well to keep that heat in. Now, above it here, you can see a panel with 2 screws, one on each side. Behind that is our hot water tank. The screws are there so we can get access to it to winterize and dewinterize it, which I'll be doing videos of those when the time comes. Then we have a bonus cabinet down here, which we keep our junk and our munchies, chips and cookies and that. And above, we have these nice glass-faced cabinets. And in here, we keep our fun dishes and cups. We've gone with some camp colors here, summery feel, because we want this to be a happy place. So we want all of our dishware and cups to look happy too. Except our dinner plates. We found these, and everything here is plastic or acrylic, so it's not breakable. But we found these really nice looking dinner plates, and I thought, those look pretty fancy. So we picked those up to be the elegant part of our dining experience. That with our gold cutlery, yeah, we're eating better here than we are at home. And one more cabinet here above the stove. This is sort of kind of my cabinet. I'm the tallest in the household, and it's one of these hold up swing doors. And in here's where I keep my coffee supply. We got some cereal, some spices that didn't fit down in the spice rack. So it's kind of a little bonus cabinet. But as you can probably see, there is more space and storage just in this kitchen than we could ever use. And we have so much space. I'll go back to this cabinet here with the dishes and the glasses. Because as you can see, we bought these little racks so we can have two levels. So we got some stuff down here and cups above. Over here we have our dinner plates, then bowls and some like sandwich plates here. But look at all the space above still. So we were thinking we're going to get some different stackable racks, and we can go up another two more levels to really maximize our storage space in here from top to bottom. So, but for right now, it's working quite well for us. Okay, we'll look up in the air, and there is our air conditioner. Runs off a thermostat, but what's kind of cool about these air conditioners too is on those days where it's really hot and you come inside and it's kind of cool in here, but you want a blast of instant cold air, the air throughout this trailer goes through ductwork, so it's coming out vents. But if you want a quick shot right on you, you just flick that switch over and it'll blow direct on you until you're freezing. And then you switch it back and it'll run through the ductwork into these blade style vents in the ceiling. There's one there. Got another one over here. What I like about these too, they're called blade because unlike some vents that are just straight vents where the air just blows straight out, these come in and it makes the air swirl a bit so the air will move around, not just simply drop in place. So looked at them, that's a neat little feature. Got a couple of ceiling mounted indoor speakers here as well for the stereo. Now we'll go back into the rear bedroom. So this would be our daughter's primary private bedroom. As you can see, it has an actual full-size, fully closed door to give her complete privacy, which I think is important, especially she's 20 years old. She needs her privacy. So that was important to us when we bought the trailer. We were really having her in mind to make sure that she had something she'd be happy in. And you can see a nice sized window in the back there, also with the emergency exit arm. And we come in, it's a bunkhouse, but it has some unique and neat features. There's, of course, this little storage station with a little shelf and place to store a few things. On this side would be sort of her wardrobe, dresser drawers, little alcove for a television. You can't see it, but up here are the mount or the connections for your cable and your electricity for your television. Got the ladder to get up onto the bunk. It does come out and slide out so you can get up there nice and easily, then pops back in place when not needed. You can see there's some cushions in there. They would be for our outside dining table and chairs. We want to keep them safe from the elements, so found those little cubbies work perfect for some of the cushions anyway. When I build my shed, we'll probably move those out to the shed, and then my daughter will have all that for storage as well. And you look up here, you'll see there's a USB outlet and a window just for this particular bunk. We have a bedroll and cushion up there. Now I want to show you something too with this wardrobe that's kind of neat. Open the doors and she's got some games in there. But you'll also notice that it does have a hanging rod for her clothes. But if you look below, there's this little slot here. And much like we had in the living room, that's a great little shoe storage place. You know, put extra shoes, flip-flops, what have you, down in there, kind of a shoe garage. And it's deep enough that they don't stick out. You can put them in there and still close your doors. So I saw that and thought, that was clever. Whoever came up with that was thinking. So we'll swing around to the other side of the room. And on this side, this would be the double bunk side. You'll see more of the cushions here being stored for our outdoor dinette. And again, until I have the shed built and they can move them out there. Now this lifts up as they typically do. It lifts up here and there's a couple of latches to lock it in place. And what's really important with that in this particular case is you can see the bed below. You may also notice too, you can see the cushions down here look like dinette cushions. But then there's a little fluffy mattress here. That little fluffy mattress was on here. Because down here, this bed, if you lift the cushions up, you'll see it's actually a dinette. I thought that was so cool. Because if my daughter has friends over, or boyfriend or something, or she just wants to have her own private table surface, and pop that up, and it's a little dinette here with 2 bench seats and the table. And of course, it drops down into a dinette. The seat cushions fold down, as you see, right here across this area. But it's kind of rough and bumpy, and I thought, well, that's not really going to be too comfortable to lay on. So I just suggested to her that she takes the little fluffy mattress that was up here, much like is on this side, right here. But this bunk was not going to be used for anyone, so take that off of there, put it down here. It's almost like a topper. And she said it worked really well, and it's quite comfortable. And she doesn't expect that she's going to be using the dinette, so she's likely going to keep it in this bed configuration. It shouldn't make it like a day bed, but we're at the trailer, so most of the time she's going to want to be outside. So that pretty much is it in a nutshell. Of course, this is a slide out. It's a 3-slide trailer. And that's it. That's our little home away from home. We love it. The more time we spend here, the happier we are. And I guess on that note, it's a good time to wrap this video up. So if you have any questions or suggestions or comments, please put them in the comments section. I encourage that. And if you liked the video, I ask you to please click the like button. And if you'd like to see more video and content like this, please subscribe to us. It really helps us content creators out, and it costs you nothing. So thank you very much, and happy camping.